over 1,200 elderly women, youth, mature men have been abducted in this country, and we do not know where they are.
This issue of extrajudicial killing and abduction of people from their homes and houses, the pain that these families feel over the years is still continuing.
Member for Ijara, Honorable Abdi Ali.
Thank you, Speaker.
You have a statement, right? Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to make a general statement regarding the disappearance of 3 persons from Ijara, Sangailu, Boda in Ijara constituency. Honorable Speaker, in pursuit to the Standing Order 43, subsection 1, I wish to make a statement on the disappearance of 3 persons from Ijara constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 15th September 2023, Mr. Mohammed Abdi of ID number 39304504 was abducted by unknown persons while herding his cattle in Boni Forest. 1 week after that incident, Mr. Abdi Ahmed of ID number 35411319 was abducted from his house in Bulagora village in Ijara ward, Ijara constituency. Similarly, on 23rd September 2023, Mr. Abdi Jibril Dagane of ID number 26853446 was abducted at Bargoan village in the outskirts of Bodai sub-county while looking after his cattle. Honorable Speaker, the three are persons of high stature within the community, being renowned business men and herders. Efforts to trace their whereabouts have not borne any fruits, and their families believe that the 3 were abducted by persons alleged to the security agents. Honorable Speaker, I call upon the government, and specifically the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government and the Inspector General, immediately undertake the necessary investigations and ensure the persons are located and reunited with their families. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity as well. Madam Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of the House that maybe most of us as members of Parliament from the other parts of this country do not appreciate the magnitude of this statement given by Honorable Abdi Ali from Ijara and last week by Honorable Yaqub from Bura constituency. This issue raised by the 2 members of Parliament is very rampant in our area. We are facing a very difficult situation where we are targets by for Al-Shabaab, who are now terrorizing our communities in the region. And as well, looks like the police have also turned to be terrorists again. We are being intimidated. We feel that the footprints of these abductions squarely lies with the security agencies in the area. We have so many forces, different formations with different names in the region, where we do not have an opportunity to address, or we do not know who to address to on the ground. So I want, and I'm asking this House and the Interior Ministry to take up this matter very seriously, because we are being forced as a community or as a region to, in the situation we are in, we do not know whether we should side with the other side or with our government or our people. The president during the last election campaign was very clear on this issue. This issue of extrajudicial killing and abduction of people from their homes and houses, the pain that these families feel over the years is still continuing. And we were promised this will stop. And it seems that this thing is coming back again. So we ask the House and the Interior Ministry to take this matter very seriously. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Farah Malim, and then I'll come to you, Honorable Atandi. I've seen you.
Oh, yeah. Madam Speaker, I I join my two colleagues from Garissa, the Honorable Abdi Ali and the Honorable retired Major Deko. Madam Speaker, over 1,200 elderly women, youth, mature men have been abducted in this country, and we do not know where they are. In the last 10 years of the Jubilee government. The fact that one of the very first pronouncements that this president did is to say that there will never be any more abductions of Kenyans. There has to be a rule of law, and anybody who's a suspect will be taken through a process, was a very welcome and very good statement. We enjoyed that relatively well, but now in the last couple of weeks, this thing is coming back again. To some extent, even the people who are fighting Al-Shabaab. I know of a man who has created a militia himself in my constituency who has been fighting Al-Shabaab. And again, he was told by the anti-terror police to come and record a statement. Now I'm wondering whether our security machinery is working with Al-Shabaab or they are working against Al-Shabaab. This thing, the government must take it very seriously. We cannot be pretending to be fighting the terrorists there when we are actually aiding the terrorists and fighting the ones who are fighting the terrorists. So I think the government, through none other than the minister himself, for internal security and all the security machineries, need to sit down with us and make sure that they are doing the right things. We know how to deal with them. In my constituency, there's not a single Al-Shabaab because I have a militia there that takes care of them and kills them every day. I did not need the security machinery because the security government, conventional security machinery, was never able to do that because they cannot chase them by on foot. Now that we are doing that ourselves, we need to be given all the assistance by the government. We have accepted that we will take this ourselves and move in there and make sure that we eliminate these people. But the government has got to support us. The government does not have to support the other side. Thank you.
Honorable Kangogo.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to support my good friend from Ijara, and especially the disappearance of the 3 of his constituents. Madam Speaker, our security in the country has become very a serious issue, and our security officers, they have become more overreactive than proactive officers. Madam Speaker, whenever there is an issue, for instance, of a security problem in an area, our police officers, they go thereafter and they react in a different ways, including abducting people. Sometimes they get the wrong people. Or sometimes even they go drive away animals, like what they did in my constituency, driving away animals which belonged to a different innocent people. Madam Speaker, it's a general insecurity in the country is a big problem, cutting across all the way from the northern Kenya to Rift Valley. And Madam Speaker, we want our security officers, including the NIS, to get their information right, especially when it comes to security, because sometimes you will find that innocent people are victimized. Innocent people are killed, and the criminals are left out still roaming. Madam Speaker, as we speak, there are many KDF camps which are set up in Kerio Valley, for instance, and even there are many also in Northeastern. But you will find that the impact is very little. They wait until those Al-Shabaab or those, they attack, and then now they go following the footsteps of the Al-Shabaab and say, when following to a certain village, abducting just innocent people. Where were they when those criminals were planning the attacks? Where were the NIS? Where were the security officers? So, Madam Speaker, we want every Kenyan to account for their deeds and actions. If you are found to be a criminal, let someone be taken to court and be prosecuted, Madam Speaker, so that we don't just find people disappearing, and these people we cannot tell were they criminals or not. Madam Speaker, the other issue I want to speak, Madam Speaker, in this issue. Even in Kerio Valley, I lost quite a number of people who were abducted, and then some of them, they were found in rivers. Somewhere, some of them, they were found in West Pokot. They were thrown in the forest. In the name of they were criminals, they were bandits. And you will find that sometimes they just innocent people. So we want to see a functioning, a working security system in Kenya. People who can follow a rule of law. We cannot just have as our security officers, or even including senior government officers, when they are going somewhere, they go with all the cameras, with all the media houses. They go issue press conferences, and in the afternoon they are back to Nairobi. The same security continues in those places. We want to see a serious, functioning national security. Madam Speaker, I want to support my colleague, the Honorable.
The Honorable George Murugara.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the request made by the member for Wajir, or for Ijara, as regards the disappearance of the 3 constituents due to insecurity in that area, not just in that area, but in the greater part of the northern Kenya and northeastern Kenya. It has been persistent. And it is the high time a solution is actually found, because we cannot live in this country with areas, certain areas, especially the northern parts of Kenya, being insecure, while we have some of the best security forces, very well trained and professional, and they are available. Somebody somewhere is not doing its job, is doing his job, and this is why you hear members trying to drag in the name of His Excellency the President, which is actually not proper. It is improper in that it is because of the work he has done, he is earning that recognition, including the plea being made to him to assist the country of 80. This is not unusual, even in other areas of the country, including my own constituency, because about a month ago, some 3 traders from the Raka constituency did undertake a journey to Isiolo, to a town known as Kinat, for business, livestock business. On the way, they were kidnapped, they were robbed, and in fact, they were killed. Their bodies were discovered 2 days later, and we are to bury these gentlemen coming Saturday. Up to today, the only news we have for the people of Tharaka is that investigations are going on. And this is not good enough. To the police, to NIS, to the DCI, and everybody, this is not sufficient. It is the high time we go back to where we used to be, when you would actually not cough. And the then, they were NIS with a different name, intelligence, whatever their name was, a special branch, would actually get you from underneath your bed. This is where we should be. We cannot be waking up to crime after crime when actually we have security agencies that are top-notch in the world, very well trained. Some are taken to Israel, some are taken to European countries, to the Americas, and they come back when, in our view, they are actually ripe for the job. But soon after that, it is abductions, it is killings, it is loss of lives in unexplained circumstances. They themselves cannot explain. It is the high time we put this to a stop. Let us have investigations that are complete, not pending forever, and also let's not edge on statements that the security agencies were not aware. Thank you very much. I do support.
The Honorable Member for Marsabit, Honorable Naomi Wako. I'll come to you, Honorable Member for Homa Bay Town.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support this very important statement by Honorable Abdi Ali of Ijara regarding the disappearance of 3 male adults. And it is something that is very common to many of us who come from northern part of Kenya and northeastern. And Madam Speaker, especially in Marsabit and the northern part of Kenya, we feel that the life of wild animals is more important than the lives of human beings. And that is why the disappearance of these 3 male adults is not taken seriously, because the families are going through a lot of stress and suffering. They don't know whether their loved ones are alive or not. And sometimes we even feel that the attention that the security agencies is giving is not worth the life of these people. So, Madam Speaker, the insecurity in northern part of Kenya has been going on for many years. And when you report the procedure that you go through, because they take a lot of time, even for them to accept that something serious has happened, I don't know whether it is their way of responding to issues or any distress call or any report they get, but it is as if whoever is reporting is not given any attention. And that is why, Madam Speaker, I feel the police service needs to be reformed completely. And now that we are digitalizing everything, especially from those areas, can we propose that they digitalize, especially that area whereby somebody somewhere is suffering and a life is in danger, so that they can quickly act and either save a life or act quickly, so that the people who are affected can feel that at least they have gotten the attention of the government. Some 3-4 years ago, some people were abducted here in Nairobi from Marsabit. And we followed the issue until even after elections. And up to date, we don't know whether those people are alive or they are not alive. And the families, the children, the neighbors, when they remember that, and it is something that they keep remembering. You know, they call us as leaders and we have no answers. And I'm sure even Mheshimiwa and all the others who are from that area are going through the same stress at this particular time. And that is why today we need to demand protection of every life in this country. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, and what you are doing. To protect people's life is the priority and should be the responsibility of our government. In my own county, and especially in Saku constituency, Madam Speaker, people cannot do business in my county anymore, and especially Saku, because during the night, the town or the village is taken over by others, and they loot. They can drive away your animals while you are watching. They can, you know, get into your house and kill you. They can come to your shop and you cannot say anything. When you report, it is after 6-7 hours that they can come and do or start the investigation. And by that time, you've lost everything, you've lost a life, and even that person has already died and buried. And so that is why we feel that the losing of innocent lives through bullet or through disappearance has become the order for the day, and we need to overcome this. We used to say, especially those of us who come from northern part of Kenya, some time back we used to say, it is when you get to Nairobi, to Isiolo, that you feel that you have seen Kenya. And this happening, you know, the killing and the disappearance of our people happening, makes us feel that we are not yet fully adopted or accepted as Kenyans. So, Madam Speaker, I support this, and it is my prayer that these people will be traced and their families can be updated. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Homa Bay Town, Honorable Kaluma.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to add my voice to this matter. Honorable Speaker, I've served in the Security Committee of the National Assembly for the past 10 years. And in that period, I've toured all these disturbed parts of our country, from northeastern to Ijara to Boni Forest and all those people, all those places. I want to thank the honorable member who has brought this matter to the House by way of statement for bringing it up. Honorable Speaker, to lose a life is a very serious matter, and it's a very painful matter, because the first duty of any state is to protect the lives of its citizens. To lose 3 cannot be any less serious. And an Honorable Speaker, I'm confirming it is not only the 3. In my tour of duty in the areas being spoken about, Kenyans wake up not knowing whether they'll return home alive in the evening. Kenyans bid their children bye in the morning not knowing they will hug them again in the evening. And you listen to members blaming it on the police and other services. I think the time has come for us to be much more serious. There is a very big problem with the management of security in Boni Forest and other places.